Next to him is Aaron's in his GTV6. Let's see who wins the big drag down to the first corner.
Very desirable a car, and I have the little GTV6.
Yeah, 3 litre.
The English team had them, didn't they, with Jones and Bond driving those cars in the early days.
Right, revs rising. There they go, and Baguetto gets a great start, and the car sitting, I think it's Harris, makes a great big dive from 4th. There he is, car number 28. There's Baguetto has been relegated to 2nd. And he's on the outside of Super Alpha's trying to get down the inside of him, but it's car number 17, Musumeci, car number 17. And the Alfa GT, 3.2 litre, is leading them away. Lovely little Alfetta there in 309.
It's Harris.
Yes, in the GTV 2000.
Yes, the 2000 is a pretty little car to drive, and very well balanced, beautifully balanced sort of motor car, that sort of 60-40 setup that cars like to have. But very, very nice, easy car to drive. As they come up through the wriggly bit, or the cleavage area that we call from the old days, and it's certainly still, Musini, is it, doing well? He's in the lead. That left-hand corner, up at the wheels he goes there, tips it up on 2 wheels a bit.
Baguetto gets right round the outside him to take 2nd, and right coming up in the inside of Musumeci easily, and gets past him to not regain the lead. He lost it at the start, now he's got the lead.
Oh, we nearly lost it again, but anyway, 17 got himself a bit twisted up there, coming out of that corner.
Aaron's goes, so Musumeci has gone from 1st to 3rd in 2 corners.
And there he is pulling out again to try and get past.
And Grierson got past Harris to move up into 4th.
Cars 777 Grierson coming through as well. He's got a good bit of pace on as they come down into turn 3 for this week. Oh, another bit of a dab there by 17. Nearly got through.
That is my corner, he said.
A little bit of biffy barging going on here, Bob. So.
You talk about the HQs.
Yes. Oh, these guys...
They got the Italian version.
They might think they're back in the old Alfa Sud days when they had the races with the Alfa Suds. That was a bit of bash of the days. But good racing. They're not getting into each other yet. So Baguetto is still in the lead in car 28 that we saw a moment ago, as the lead car's now coming up towards the cleavage to come down onto the longer main sort of straight for the day.
That's Andrew Wilson in car 280, cavorting with Aaron's. Having a great dice, those two, and they're down in 12th, 13th position. I don't care who's up the front, they're having a ball where they are.
So feel fairly strung out right now as we look at them up onto the, looking out of the commentary box to the right to the top of the circuit. The camera will pick them up in just a moment. The lead car's coming down the pit straight.
And Baguetto is just as the old curse of the commentators, I was just about to say Baguetto is fastest, but Aaron's just put in the fastest lap of the race, 37.6. Sitting in 2nd position, 1 second behind the leader.
Yes, Aaron's in the white GTV. He's really got the pace on at the moment. Good second, quicker than Baguetto. As they go around the big sweep, you can see him gaining there as they head up towards the old tank corner, as we call it. Side of it corner. And gains right up on him, Bob, as they come out of the top of the corner there. We're not watching it on the screen at the moment, but physically around the outside he goes. So as they go into the long straight, the Aaron's is going to be on the outside and through, if you don't mind. So the camera hasn't picked that up, but...
No, Focusing on Mickey and Grierson are having a great dice for third place. And they're a good 4 seconds away from the leader.
And a big rear ender of that blue car there. I didn't pick up the number. He's had quite a nasty bang on the side. It's car 5.
Yeah, that's Mickey.
Musasimi, as you said. All the big bumper bars that are hanging down a fair bit.
Yes. Nothing that a couple of grand won't fix.
No. So, camera hasn't picked up the lead cars again. They're coming down through over the start-finish line again, and it's Bigetto back in the lead with Aaron's now dropped right back. I would say before, when I was watching it, Bigetto must have had a misgear or something like that, because Aaron shot past him, and then of course Bigetto tidied himself up again, and now he's in the lead.
We're on Robert Panetta in a Alpha 75 Twin Spark with car Wilson Brown in a 1750 GDV, one of the oldest cars in the race. There's a great dice there, 28 and 5. 5 is Muzmeki, 28. It's Bigetto, so they're having a great dice, those two.
So something's happened there again, Bob, because Bigetto raced past Aaron's earlier, and now Aaron's in the lead. So you tell me what's going on.
They're Alphas. They're Alphas, right?
Bit of a race going on, I think. Alpha temperament. You what? See, he goes up beside him again.
Right putt, no.
Didn't quite get by.
No. So Aaron's, who...
bit of cat and mouse going on.
Bigetto has done a 37.2, Aaron's has done a 37.4, so there's nothing between them. There's a good slipstream there. What's he going to do? Pull out? Pull out? No, just going to follow him through. Doesn't move to try to move to the inside of the out, just follows him through. What's he going to do at this next corner?
Hard time of the day too here at Winton Raceway. As you come up the old pit straight, you've got the sun right in your eyes.
Yes.
Very difficult.
All right, no change on that lap with 3 to go. 5 down, 3 to go. Again, Bigetto has got faster. He's done a 37.2. But he's in second. A long way back, 8 seconds back to Musumeki in third. And he's a few seconds ahead of Grierson. So this is a 2 going for first place. Car number 28. It was a Bigetto who was sitting on pole position. Aaron's was back a bit. It wasn't him sitting beside him, but Aaron's has moved up into first and is only 0.14 of a second between them as they went across the line. Alpha's all over the track.
Good dice going in around
great move there by Muller on Wilson. Got him on the corner. And
I was about to say there's a good little dice that's going on.
Yeah.
Right at the back of the field up through the cleavage area they go there. All very tight, very close together. 64 and 81. 81 being Tillett, Wilson in 10. Okay, a replay coming up.
Yes, and we remember this vividly. It's great racing, great racing. Came very close, but no touching.
That's car 81, that's Tillett. That was Tillett and Wilson, I think, were having a good go. And here's our lead cars now, and there we go. It's
Bigetto's back in front.
as I said, they've been swapping and changing each lap.
You don't think they're doing it on purpose, do
All
you?
side by side, if you don't mind, they're pretty serious there. Around the big gum tree they go. And Aaron's is making it hard for Bigetto. And side by side again as they rush down the long straight.
He just pulls away from
That's
him.
what I say is, I think we're having, it's a good race. It's a good race. Oh
Say
dear,
no
84 is not looking too smart. Can't get it on my sheet there, but
Pignataro in an Alfa Sud TI. He's
Okay.
a retirement. So who's this coming across the line? Can't pick up his number.
all right. Now this should be Bigetto. Now he's good length in front of Aaron's this time.
Yes, he's 1.5 seconds across the line.
So whether he's having an issue with a gear or something locking up the brakes like we just saw there, because that's when Aaron's really catches him up pretty quickly, and then Bigetto gets it all back together again and gets past him quite easily. Greason there doing quite well in 777. This went past us with Harris behind him. And then Mirabella in position 6 for 707. These little 105 series.
See, you do know about Alphas.
Yeah, the 105 series that we're looking at now on the screen, car 52. Lovely little motor car.
Yes, and
Beautifully presented.
he's one of the oldest in the race, 1969. That
Would be,
model.
yep. I might have sold it, Bob.
Might have
I
drawn.
finished in 1969, went overseas, but...
Well, with the amount of money you made.
well, yes. I won't say anything about that. No, we did all right. And one of our fellow commentators not here today, because John Emery was actually my sales manager for NMW Motors. John Emery.
All right, yes. So this is on the last lap. Bigetto.
Okay, another replay coming up from turn 4.
Bigetto running away. Oh, he's off. Hey, he found
through the
some
mud.
water. We told you it rained yesterday, didn't we?
Well, we did say the track was quick, but the outfield was even quicker.
Yeah.
All right, so back to our leading cars. So we've still got Bigetto with the 136.24 is leading. Aaron's, who's doing a 136.25. Well, not much in it, is there?
Nothing.
And there we see Bigetto going through, but Aaron seems to be a lot further back. There he is there.
Yes, last lap he's really pulled his finger out, Bigetto.
Oh, they're both V6s, I think, but Bigetto doesn't give us capacity. And the other one we know is a V6. All right. Lap 8 of 8. Would have thought Hughie Harrison would be involved with this particular racing as well.
Oh.
Hugh Harrison from Monza Motors, he's a keen Alpha man. He was in the Group C&A racing earlier on, but he could have double-entered and run in this event.
Yeah, cross-entered, of course. So
There
there's
we
the
have the
checker.
checker flag.
So Bigetto wins with the fastest lap, but he was only 0.01 of a second in lap time quicker than Aaron's, but Aaron's was 10 seconds behind him at the finish.
Yes, he looked like he'd slowed up right there.
Yes. Still waiting for Musumeci to come across in the third. There he goes. Fourth, Grierson. Fifth, Harris. Waiting for Mirror. Another replay coming up, turn 1. Oh,
dear.
no, that's
Oh,
God.
getting the ripple strips there. That'll check out the suspension.
Yes, won't it? And the driver's neck by the look of
And
it.
his teeth fillings has probably got a bit of a shake-up.
So Mirabella comes over in 6th. Musumeci 7th.
Rabella sounds
Bonetta
like
8th. Wilson Brown 9th. And Parkin 10th. So that's the top 10 for the Alpha only race.
And Rabella sounds like a sweet, doesn't it?
Yes. Yes.
Morello tubes.
A good one.
A good one.
Bella. Good.
That's it. Well, we'd like to thank the Gippsland Car Club for bringing this particular event. Gippsland Car Club, of course, running the Bryant Park hill climb circuit down there under the leadership of John Bryant. So thanks to Gippsland Car Club for bringing this, our last event for the day, which, believe it or not, was event 10. Not too bad, is it, to
In
10
an
events in
afternoon.
since lunchtime.
Yes. All right, Ron. Well, I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you, Bob. Bob Morrow, my co-commentator for that event and for the weekend. Okay, thanks, guys. And there we had the results. Car 28, Mark Pagetto. 51, Mark Aarons. Michael Masumo with the 17. And 777, Simon Grierson. Then Darren Harris. And right down to David Parkin for 10th place.
Very different approach. Aaron's car is a development of quite a powerful setup in the first place, whereas the Bagetto's car is a twin-spark turbocharged engine in an older frame, and always spectacular to watch. Both
Are they running V6 motors?
Yeah, we have a number of V6s here in that faster group, including some modern cars, front-wheel drive cars as well. So that's...
Okay, they made a good start. They get away in Pagetto and Aarons and Masasini, is it? In
Mitsubishi, yes.
Masubi? Okay.
Yeah. So
and then Grierson there. So they come down into the first of the S's, and Pagetto, I would say, is in the lead as they come up towards turn 3 for the weekend. And a good group of cars getting through there. Some of the Tiddleys coming up at the back there. Nice little 105 series and amongst that group as well.
Yeah, the 105s now are not as common. They're worth rather too much as a classic car now to
Absolutely,
be taking to the racetrack.
My word.
So in the front there, we've got Mick Aarons in the V6. Then we've got a more modern front-wheel drive car that's trying to climb into its boot at the moment. And so it proceeds from there.
So the second car there is like a 4-door touring car or something, description, or 2-door, is it? Pick that up.
2-door, I think.
It was like the...
But yes, one of the more modern ones.
That's
Yes.
what I was going to say, to later modern-looking car. He's come up onto the back of Aarons now as they go down through the left-hand sweeper there, heading up towards the top end of the circuit. A big string of cars all the way down that long main straight. Everyone seems to have negotiated the whole circuit without dropping off onto the very quick infield we have today.
That's true. A big range of lap times with these cars because of the different classes, so the field will spread out quite a bit.
Couple of nice V6 they just had on there as they come down towards the S's again. Oh, big lunge down here with the... Is it
Yeah, that's
in front, I believe, as they come through the corner there, as they come up on past our commentary spot. Car 51 is Aarons, of course, and down through turn 2 they go. So good dice for these three out the front: Aarons, Pagetto, and Asumius.
Yeah, Musumeshi's car is the more modern front-wheel drive vehicle, so you've got very different lines and approaches here. Car running in fourth is a V 4-cylinder. I can't see.
777 number. 777 says it is a 3.2 litre car. All right, they disappear up into the cleavage end of the circuit, up towards the DeWalt corner. And Aaron's still with a nice little lead there as he comes down the long straight. Now, second man is that Bagetto is making up a bit of inroads there. He seems to have the power at around the wrong spot. He doesn't quite get up to him into the braking area.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think there's a bit of turbo lag going on there, but we've now picked up the Mitsubishi car, the Grierson car, which is a V6, and then Darren Harris, who's running a Group S 4-cylinder car. So a big range of cars in that first group.
Panetta there in car 75. That's another one of the the bigger Alfa type cars, that running V6 motor?
No, that one's twin spark. It's
Two-liter?
it's a 4 and a 105 series car from the 1960s. Colin Wilson Brown immediately behind it. So
as they get over the fastest lap at 138.4. There's all got a bit of a change here going through. That's is it Aaron's getting pushed aside a little bit there this time.
I think there are no prisoners taken amongst this first group, that's for sure.
No, they're certainly really at it. And our lead car, Bagetto's just out a little bit in the lead there as they come up through the twisty bits up the top. Had a good run there. Car 17, of course, is, I'll get that right in a minute. Mashum, you said? You say it for me.
Alfio, just say Alfio.
Alfio, that'll do. But have these tricky names, don't they, sometimes, us commentators? But never mind.
So Mick Aarons has managed to sneak into the lead for at least a little while, till the turbo comes on in the red car. So.
Yes, I remember the Beninka boys years and years ago having their turboed cars. They were indecently fast.
Indeed, it was a famous vehicle. So. The Beninkas, of course, still run the dyno and tuning service in Melbourne, but they're not active in racing anymore, I don't believe.
No. Knowing their old father Ben very well many years ago. But anyway, as we watch back to the racing, their lead cars now coming down to the S's.
Yeah, and here we go again. Alfio's in underneath the big V6, and
nearly a bit of a touch there. That was pretty close. As we watch Aaron's again come down the end of past car 17, a famous number 17, of course, a Dick Johnson number. But here we have an Alfa Romeo with that number, but leading out onto the straight, and the car 17, is it?
so
really catching up there. There's the 1, 2, 3, 4 of them going by. That's Grierson is the car 777.
yeah, 3.5 litre V6 motor there.
Right, so that's really,
nicely prepared car.
Back onto the end of Alfa, and so as they come through the big gum tree up the top, up into the old corner. But we watch the cars that are on screen. And the little car 98, a very nice one of Ashby, the 105 series cars. Beautiful little motor car. I had the fortune to be selling these motor cars brand new. There you go. Goes back a long time.
Still very pretty cars, and these ones are quite highly developed now. So, but good racing back through the field as well. Good mixture of cars from the different classes with overlapping power and skills.
Car 53 is another Aaron's as well, same family.
Yep.
Of the you've got M Aaron's and S Aaron's. As they make their way down on the screen, we're watching them go down towards that left hand, down past the 100-yard marker, or 50 metres perhaps it is these days. I still talk in the old-fashioned stuff, feet and inches and things.
Indeed.
But anyway.
Well, hopefully metric measurements for these cars were all originally made in Italy.
All metric, yeah.
So Mark Bagetto's fastest lap again with a 137. Again, the big turbo showing a liking for the track here. And
here's another group of cars, car 94. Going through there, that's one of the later type little hatchbacks with the Alfetta in amongst there, and the car 75, sorry, in there as well. So that's Panato.
Yeah.
Panetta.
So we've got the coming across the line now, and round onto the back of the track is the 147 group, the spec class. Few more of them with us now.
Try and watch what's on the screen. So 75 going by there with the Manning Motors entry, and that is Panetta, is it? With the
yes, that's Rob Panetta.
Trying to get by Magafin, is it, in the 94 car. So they're having a little race within a race with our lead cars, not on the screen at the moment, but they're right up the other end of the circuit. These other guys all having a great little run between themselves.
So Panetta's doing his best to overtake one of his customers, so
Right.
there'll be some discussion after the event, I would think.
Fair enough. Okay. Yes, I guess that does go on a bit, doesn't it? With oh, then we've got number 6 has decided to drop off the track there.
Yeah, one of the 147s.
That's David McKee.
Yep.
With the Alfa 147 Twin Spark.
Twin Sparks, yeah.
Yep.
So there are a number of different configurations here that use the same motor. So
Okay.
it depends on how old they are. So on screen now is Bill McGoffin, still working to stay ahead of his engine tuner and provider. So there might be some discussion about the bill later.
Okay, right. Car 61, they're doing well. He's not on my program here, but car 61. I don't have him on the screen there either. So 81, try 81, and it's Peter Tillett in the Alfa 147 Twin Spark as well, and 280. In behind that is Andrew Wilson in another Alfa 156 Twin Spark.
So Peter is a second generation racer. His father was an active campaigner of Alphas for a long time. And the Wilsons, 2 brothers, both with 147 cars, entered today.
That's good, keeping it in the family. Love their colour schemes, all sorts of stripes, different colours on the cars, makes it look very smart out on the track. And there's 51 going by, that's Aaron's. He's still in second place. He's doing a 137.4 with Baguetto with a 136.6. So he's rocketing up there to the big sweeper as we speak. And on screen we've got car number 81, which is the Peter Tillett car. And that's 280 in behind him, I think, which is the Andrew Wilson car. So they have a nice little dice.
Yeah, they're working very closely together. You can throw a blanket over these guys most of the time. So
yes, there's a lot of little races going on within a race. The next group of cars are going down through the sweeper, but we'll watch what's on screen as we have that little dice going on here between 81, which is the Peter Tillett car, and Wilson in behind him. So it's great to see these guys.
they use all of the track, the curbs and anything else they can get their wheels on. So.
Okay, no, car number 5 there is the Alfonso car, another similar name.
Yeah, Alfa Romeo Racing.
Yes,
So
Alfetta GDV. Had the pleasure of owning one of those cars for quite a while. Nice little motor car, 2-litre engine. Very talky engine they were too. Car 707 on the screen is Camarel the old as Inner West Alfa 147 GTA. Now, GDA, of course, was always the like the hot-up versions of.
That's
Alfa,
correct.
weren't they?
It's the performance option amongst in the.
I think we used to have Auto Delta do all the work on the cars years ago. Auto Delta was a bit like you'd call the Italian version of the HSV sort of category.
Indeed. Yeah.
So it's good to see. Here's 28 again going through. It's Baguetto with the transmission racing car.
So yes, Mark's still, he's starting to extend his lead, I think, from that group. Mick Aaron's in the V6 should be following him along a little more closely, I would think, but obviously the turbo's working well today.
Well, I think he'll be coming into screen very shortly. As they come down into that hard left-hander, a lot of heavy braking goes on there as they veer away from the old track corner to go onto the S's. So, Baguetto well and truly in the lead with a 136.6. Aaron's next with a 137.4. And a little bit of a gap back there to Wilson with a 138. So lap 8 of 8, and we should be seeing the leader go over the line right now. So good win there to Baguetto. It was, and that's not Aaron, surely pulled out on the last lap. We put the commentators moz on him again.
I think we have.
Yes. So that's they've still got Aaron's as in second place, but
Yep.
yeah, no, he's missed. Greason comes into play, and then Alfonso and Aaron's, of course, slipping down the list. They must have been so far ahead of everyone else. He's taking a while to come down the list, but
Yeah, it looks like we've lost a few around the back of the circuit there, but the 147 group is still hard at it. So.
there's quite a few still to come across the line. We've only had about 6-7 cars go over the line. Here's that next group as we watch, was that 81 Tillett having a bit of a dice there with 280, which of course is Andrew Wilson.
But the all of the groups here, it's very much about amateur racing, about getting out and enjoying yourself with other members of the club. So very successful weekend for us.
Fantastic. And Colin, you're normally racing, but your car's got some misdemeanor.
Unfortunately, it's wet itself. But there we go.
Please. Please. Well, we don't want
I'm sure we'll be back.
I'm sure you will be. And so you go back a fair way with the Alpha group?
Yes, I've been involved, I guess, for 20 years or so, one way or another, but a little less than that in racing. I took it up later on in life.
Oh, good on you. That's a good thing to do, though.
Yeah.
My good friend John Emery, you might know John Emery pretty well, I guess. So unfortunately, John couldn't come today. He's not got the best of health as of recent times.
So we have a result with Mark Bagetto leading the group, Simon Grierson in second, Michael Musamichi in third, Alfio, his father, in fourth, and down through the group you see the name of Colin Wilson Brown there, who's a Group S contender, and we continue. I'm sure there's going to be lots of smiles behind the helmets as they come off the track. But yeah, very range of cars with different sorts of performance curves. They're quick in different parts of the circuit, so it makes it for interesting running.
Certainly does. Now we're getting ready for a start. And Bagetto in car 21. Oh, he muffed it off to the start a little bit there. And Greason in 777 got a really nice start. Oh, he's being swabbled up by a lot of cars there, so maybe too much wheel spin or a slipping clutch or something. But he's dropped right back into the pack as they come up onto the old pit straight. Bit of a wriggle by a few of the cars there, but Greason 28 is going on the wide side, looking for a way around up the top there as they head down into turn 4 for the weekend. And it's Grierson got a fantastic start in car 207 as they go around the top of the big sweeper.
But Alfio in the blue GTV is well up there, and we'll see them come through towards the pointy end again, I think.
Right, I'll save up to the top of the circuit they go. That 777 is Grierson, who is leading at the moment. There's 28, which was Bagetto trying to make his way through. He'll catch up a little bit. He made a very fluffy old start, unfortunately, and cursing himself right to this minute. Anyway, they head down towards the hard left hand, bit of heavy braking goes on there, big swing into the left, locks up the left-hand front wheel, gets it through the corner quite nicely. The rest of the field making their way through. Now there's car 51, that's Aaron's that we were talking about before. So
they must have got it back on the road again.
Decided to come back and have another go.
Yeah, well, we'll see him working his way up towards the front, I'm sure.
I thought I saw him start from the back of the field, actually. So, as I say, they got it out in time to get a start, which is good. So he'll be cut amongst the pigeons as he picks up quite a few cars heading down towards the S's.
He's now coming up on one of the front-wheel drive cars, a much later model. McGoffin's car, so it's interesting to see the difference in the engineering and the handling of these cars.
Oh, my word.
So here comes Mark now. There we go. The V6 has got plenty of power.
Yes, a nice car, the V6. And he's tucked right in behind the 75 Panetta. No, that's not Panetta, is it?
Yeah, that's Panetta.
That's
That's a 4-cylinder 16-valve car, but Aaron's has got much more power.
So I was looking at the screen and it wasn't saying what was actually on the track. So yes, Aaron's has now got a bit of a clear run. He's coming up onto the back of Grierson and Houston, Simi and Maribla. So that'll be Aaron's is way down on the list on the actual screen. But once they go over the start line,
It'll pick up again there.
come up again. So he'll really be pushing to get up there. And 28, Bigetto locking up a break there as well.
Now these three, the red and the blue cars were at the pointy end in the previous race, and I think they're working their way back up again.
I think that's quite right, Colin. As we'll wait till they go over the start finish line very shortly. Blue lead now coming up there. Here we go. So there should be a change on the screen very shortly.
Yeah.
777 Grierson.
In the meantime, Grierson and Musumeci are making hay, getting up as far away as they can. So.
Oh, look at that. They'll go this way, I'll go that way. He's all over the place trying to get past. But he's decided to stay back where he is and make a run for it somewhere else. Must have a fair bit to go in that car. He's really picking him up quite quickly.
Yeah. So you see a rear-wheel drive, nicely balanced car against a front-wheel drive car, and the black 17 is front-wheel drive. Different approaches.
Absolutely.
Quick in different parts of the track. So.
Right, and bouncing up over the top of the curbs. Very spectacular doing that. It's not always the quickest way around, but it's making it look pretty spectacular.
But Simon is neat and tidy. This is a car that he's not had for as long as many of the other drivers, and it's really going very well.
Certainly is. He pulls the way down. He's a peak plater too, I see, so that means he hasn't been really running for that long.
So, we've lost them. There
My
we go.
eyes have gone a bit funny there, but anyway, away we go. Now, we'll have the power here, the V6.
I think so.
He might just have the... What? Have we come up into the braking?
Here we
More
go.
modern car braking. Look at that.
Just-
Fantastic.
Just to prove me wrong.
Yes, no,
There
that
we
was newer car, bigger brakes. Probably they run Bembo brakes. Oh, he's gone a bit wide on the track. Oh, please don't. No, he just missed that.
Oh,
whisper.
wow. Yeah.
That was very close.
Okay, we can settle down again
That
now.
caught him his attention, I can assure you.
Yeah, it hasn't, still hanging in there. So
that means that 28, Bigetto is now up into second place behind Grierson. So, yes, that little misdemeanor dropped 17 right back, unfortunately.
So it'd be interesting to see now 28's turbocharged 2-litre car against the leading car, which is 3.5 litres normally aspirated.
And Aaron's just getting past 707, that's Maribla.
Yeah.
So he's moved up into 5th place already, so he's doing very well. He's got another 4 laps or so to do it.
But
So
using all of the track and a bit more.
Oh, and
here
we've
we
got
go.
17 spinning as well. That was...
Michael Musumeci.
Yes,
is around but away again quickly. So,
I think a bit of over-exuberance there, and they're probably trying to make up a bit of room for when he made a mistake.
last race of the day, I think. Yeah.
And all things today, I mean, track temperature's not been very good to induce, warm tyres and stuff like that.
No, particularly this time of the afternoon, it's cooling down quite a bit.
So here we've got the 2 red Alfa Alfettas.
Yeah, Simon Grierson's still out in the lead, and the turbo car of Mark Bigetto coming right up towards him now. Meanwhile, back in the 4-cylinder front-wheel drive cars, they're climbing all over each other as they usually do.
Oh, and he's that's 10 Wilson getting a bit untidy there. And 65 taking the wide line. That's McKee.
That's Richard McKee.
And then 6 is the other McKee.
Yes, his father and son team.
Oh, there you go.
In fact, father and 2 sons, as it happens. But meantime, we...
and he's gone off. One of the 65 is Armour Key.
Yeah, so Richard, this is the patriarch of the family, so
Doing
he's
a little bit of rallycross there.
yeah, he'll be in for a bit of commentary tonight. So.
Oh, he just got it going. I think it's very, very muddy out there.
Meanwhile, the V6 versus the Turbo still working away.
Bruce is doing a good job of this, just holding on. Doesn't look quite as a racier sort of car as 28, does it? It's moving around a bit more on the track.
28 is probably had a longer development. It's a car that's been around for some time.
I think so. I can just tell by looking at the way the cars are sitting on the road.
So a bit higher, a bit softer on the 3.5 litre car, but it's all working. So. And they are very close.
Oh, just the gear change here. You see 28 just sneak up on the gear change. And if they're anything like the gear change I had on mine, you've got to be pretty precise with those. They get a bit rubbery.
Meanwhile, the front-wheel drive cars are heading in all directions again.
707 has decided to call it quits.
Yeah, Carmelo Mirabella. I think he might be trying to get it started back up again. So
here we are down into the S's. It's on between these two. And still 28 on the inside. That'll be the hard way around for both of them. Oh, he's got the inside running.
I think, yes.
He'll accelerate up onto the old pit straight.
If he can light the turbo up, this is going to be fun. So
might just get it. Yes, he has got it. But that's been a good run right through the whole field. 77 Grierson holding first place for quite some time. And they're on 6 of 8. Here we've got a replay coming up on turn 10.
As Richard McKee, I suspect, is going to go straight ahead at this point.
I'll see you later. I'm going down here. Yeah. Oh, my word. Oh, no. And now we've got one of our other front runners getting off the line. That's Aaron's. He'll be out into the boondocks as well. Well, he looks like he's on some fairly firm ground.
Well, maybe.
But he might have slick tyres on there, so maybe he won't get going. Bit of flame coming out the exhaust.
Hopefully he's in a nasty position there as the cars come through. So
I don't think it's going to happen today, but we've had many a car stop just like that and the grass catches fire.
Yeah. Well, he's managing to get there, I think. So.
Oh, what a shame, because I was looking forward to, well, he was in third places when that happened.
Yeah. Further back, a Group S car here, number 142. Much fewer modifications, 1977 or thereabouts car. But still a lot of fun to drive.
My word, absolutely.
So our Twin Spark Cup cars, a separate category for these little front drive cars. Minimum of modifications, it's good, cheap racing.
So that's McKee and Wilson.
Indeed.
In close company there. Okay, replay coming up.
So
this will be Aaron's going off into the boondocks.
I would think.
Or he went up to the high side.
Well,
yep,
there we go.
Quite spectacular, but not the right way to get around.
The back end locks up and around it goes. So where are we now?
We're up 2 laps remaining from what I could see.
And Alfio Musamichi in the blue number 5 is holding out Michael, his son. So.
You see 17 there getting very twitchy coming through there. It's he's had a couple of offs already today, so I wonder if he's got an issue there with the handling.
No, I think just an excessive enthusiasm.
Probably, let's call it that anyway. He was getting very twitchy on a few corners and has spun and nearly hit the wall earlier on. So anyway, it's a learning curve for everybody.
So the blue Alfetta here is a turbo car and rear-wheel drive, and the following is a V6 front-wheel drive. So very different configurations, but good racing together.
Car 5, sitting on the road very well too, isn't it? That's the two. You called them some other name before.
Which one? The
5 and 17. Same family.
Yes, that's right. Father and son, I think. Yes, there we go.
Alfonso or some other name you gave them. Is that the one?
Yeah, Alfio is
Alfio.
in the number 5. But there are a number of father and son competitions going on through the field. So,
Right, okay.
two of our little front-wheel drive cars here belong to identical twins.
Oh,
So,
well, there you go.
Yeah, so they blame each other. Yeah.
Of course.
So what have we got? 6 and 10 here. So David McKee and Brad Wilson in the 147s.
So that is 8 of 8. We haven't seen the lead car a little bit. 28.
I think so.
Baguetto.
He's back in Mark Baguetto again in the turbo car, is stretching its legs. So, yeah.
Well, he's had a good weekend.
Yes, it's a car that's been under development for a while, and it's just starting to show its potential.
My word. All the stickers on the side. He's had a few events. He has to take the stickers off.
Well, it's been run in a number of different forms with different engines, but this current engine's something spectacular, I think, and there we go.
Well, a good win to Baguetto. He some good couple of seconds in front of everybody else, or 3 seconds in fact, 137, 139 to Greason, which is running in for second place. That was the V6.
That's correct, the 3.5 litre, yep.
So, yeah, good win there.
And back in the field, it's still going on with the front-wheel drive cars. They don't give up until the very last.
That's 64, Mueller and Wilson.
Yeah. Again, good friends, have raced together in various Alphas over the years, and they get out there together, and it's no holds barred.
Absolutely. Well, I suppose that's the way it should be, so long as they all end up putting it on the trailer at the end of the day in one piece.
Indeed. I wish mine were on the trailer already.
Yes. Yes, you unfortunately had a bit of a coolant issue or something like that.
Well, yes, it's the coolant was on the outside of the engine, unfortunately. So,
never mind. Well, a big thank you to Gippsland Car Club for bringing us that particular event. Gippsland Car Club Incorporated. There's a website there that you can see, and John Bryan to be the man to get in touch with down there. Gippsland Car Club put on fantastic events down at their Bryan Park Hill Climb. I don't know whether you've had to go down there, Colin, have you?
No, I've not seen it.
Worthwhile going down. It's a track that they can make about 5 or 6 configurations in, and it's more like a circuit, really like a race circuit, but a few ups and downs. So it's pretty spectacular to have a drive on. So
there we are with the results, and a good mixture of older and newer front-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive cars in that top 10. Excellent racing for the day.
Thanks very much, Colin. Thanks for your input from the Alpha people to help us along with that event. It's always good to have a bit of intimate knowledge about what's going on.
Very welcome. Thank you.
All the best, mate. Thank you.
Are you a motoring enthusiast? Shannons are giving you the chance to win a trip for 2 to the 2024 Monaco Historics. The 11-day trip includes airfares, luxury accommodation, Monaco Historic Race hospitality tickets, and $10,000 spending money for eligible Shannons Club members. Plus, win the all-new Indian motorcycle FTR Sport. Get 10 entries when you take out new Shannons insurance on your special car, spouse's car, daily drive or bike, and 5 entries for new Shannons home insurance. Call Shannons on 134646 or go online today.